All right, hi everybody. I'm Megan from Able Cine, and we're talking to you from NAB 2015 at the Zeiss booth. And I have Rich here from Zeiss to talk to us about what's new from their product line. Hey, Rich, why don't you talk to us about the compact zooms and the coverage that's really exciting?
Okay, thanks, Megan. So at the NAB 2015, we're showing the 15 to 30, which we showed last year, but now we're shipping. So we started shipping this lens within the last month. It's going to take us about 8 to 10 weeks to fill back orders, and the lead time on the lens is going to be about 12 weeks out. But the great news for us is that it's the third and final lens in the compact zoom family. So this lens line started with the 70 to 200. We had the 28 to 80 about a year ago, and now the 15 to 30. So we have a line of zooms that cover 15 mil out to 200, so all the popular focal lengths. And what sets the lens apart is really two unique things. So it's a true parfocal cine style zoom, which means there's going to be no focus shift through the zoom range. So unlike a still photo lens where it's really designed for single image capture, in the case here you can actually zoom in and out and your focus is going to hold on your subject, which is very important for high-end cine productions. We kind of promote these lenses as companions to ultra primes. So in terms of the overall image quality, color contrast, the resolution, these are a really good match to ultra primes. So if you're using ultras on a set, a feature film or TV show, and you need to introduce zooms to it, these are a great companion lens for it. They have an interchangeable lens mount. So like our compact primes, we find that in kind of rental house situations or even with studios, they don't often know what cameras they're going to shoot on. So you don't have to invest in multiple lens sets, you simply swap the mount out. So like the compact primes, it's very easy. You have a choice of 5 mount options. Right now we have it rigged out on a Red Dragon 6K with a PL mount. Behind me, which we can show later, we have a 28 to 80 with an E mount on an FS7. So very easy to kind of go back and forth, accommodate your customers by a simple change of the mount. The other great thing right now, particularly with the news at the show, is that these lenses cover a full frame sensor. So they're the only cine zooms in the world that cover the bigger chips. Red introduced the new Dragon 8K sensor, so it has an image diagonal that will fit within these lenses. So when this camera and sensor are introduced later in this year, and customers want to start really getting the maximum resolution out of their productions, these would be perfect zooms for that. Last year we also showed a servo controller for the 3 zooms. It's about 95% complete. We didn't want to show another prototype here at the show, so we're still kind of massaging and fine-tuning the ergonomics and making sure that we have full compatibility with all the cameras on the market. But the concept is still the same. There'll be a mounting bracket that goes on along the barrel of the lens, and it's a single accessory that will snap on and snap off of the bracket for all 3 zooms. And it's going to give you powered iris and powered zoom control, and with the option of focus control. So for ENG style shooting for docs, sports, reality shows, you'll be able to use our zooms with the larger sensor cameras for that.
And how about the process to put the servo on and off? Is that pretty straightforward?
Yeah, it's very straightforward. I think once the bracket is installed on a lens, and that's a really straightforward process, you're just literally snapping the accessory on and off. So it'll be one accessory that works for all 3 zooms. So if you're swapping from our short zoom to a mid-range or the long zoom, the servo controller will work with all 3 lenses. Introduced last year, we have a new family of lenses called Loxia. So they're very small, full-frame, manual focus E-mount lenses designed for the Sony A7 platform. And there's 3 things that really make them unique. So we've got a manual focus direct onto an E-mount, so long focus throws for filmmakers. I have a manual aperture on a lens, so I'm not controlling the aperture electronically through the body. And I have the ability to de-click the aperture. So we actually have a small set screw on the back of the lens, half turn with a de-click key that we sell, or a small jeweler screwdriver, and you have a continuous iris on a lens. So today, currently available in 2 focal lengths, a 35mm f2, a 50 f2. We'll introduce a wider lens later this year, and it's a product line that will continue to grow as time goes on. So we promote for both still use and also for video applications. Great companion to the A7 II. We show one rigged out here on an A7S and also on the Sony FS7. So very nice lenses for the Sony E-mount cameras.
And with that de-clickable function, then you can do smooth iris changes during the shot.
Exactly. So if you're pulling iris from a kind of a bright outdoor scene to an indoor scene and you want to continuously open the aperture and kind of not go through kind of a click or even kind of go into the camera menu and touch menu, This will give you ability just to very smoothly pull iris.
We're talking about the 28 to 80 compact zoom. So Rich, show me what exactly the mount is on this lens right now.
Yeah, so there was the second zoom lens that we introduced after the 70 to 200. And again, just to kind of reinforce what I said earlier, it's one of the unique advantages or features of our lens is the ability to swap the mounts out. Because the rental houses and some studios don't always know what cameras they're going to mount to or what's going to become popular next year. The FS7's become a very popular camera lately. A year ago, it wasn't on the market.
Right.
So to accommodate these different cameras and to make sure that our lenses have the maximum flexibility and don't become obsolete too quickly, we give our customers the ability to very easily swap the mounts out. And this is a user-interchangeable option. We sell these mount kits for about $400. And in about 5 minutes, you can go from a PL, in the case of the red behind me, to an E-mount. So you have a direct fit onto the camera. So, a direct fit to cameras is always the best way because you want to minimize the play between the lens and adapter and the adapter and the camera mount. So you want the most secure mount so that you have very little play between the camera and the lens so that when you're shifting focus or zoom, there's no sort of rocking on the mount itself.
Right.
So the 28 to 80 and the 7200, they sell for $19,900 list price, with a very attractive price. The new 15 to 30 sells for $23,900, and then we have a 3-lens zoom package for $59,900. And at NAB, we've introduced a 0% financing option. So 0%, 12-month program, no money down.
And what about the weight? So tell me, if we're doing a handheld configuration, what's the weight of the zooms?
So the zooms run about 4.5 pounds each. So again, very easy to kind of, rig it in a shoulder mount, pop it up on your shoulder. And I think with the servo controller, it's going to open up some new markets that Zeiss hasn't sold into before. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Rich. Thanks for talking to us. And thanks, everyone, for watching here today at NAB 2015 with Able Cine. We'll see you next time.